Hello, welcome to the Cosy Couch episode 46. My name's Nick.
I'm Richard.
And this is an entertainment podcast, talking about games, movies, TV shows. But this week's kind of all about E3 really.
Aye, definitely.
That is the only thing worth talking about.
Aye, there's some other stuff's come out, but it's mostly all E3. So
Yeah, that's the best news anyway.
Aye.
Because quite a lot of shit got announced, didn't it?
It certainly did. It wasn't the best E3.
Definitely not the best, but it wasn't terrible.
Oh yeah, it wasn't.
No.
Do you know what I think the problem was? The last two E3s have been so good, like specifically last year's one with announcements and stuff like that, that I just don't think this one could have ever lived up to it.
No.
Like, they would have had to go absolutely crazy announcing shit for it to be worthwhile. There's a cat for you. I've got a feeling she's going to be about quite a lot today. She seems to be in that kind of frame of mind today.
I have a feeling she's going to try and destroy it today again.
As long as she trots off and destroys something else, that's absolutely fine.
That's fine.
So yeah, I wouldn't say it lived up to my expectations. And I also wouldn't say there was a winner. Normally there's like somebody you can say, oh, they definitely won it. If I was actually going to say there was a clear winner, I would say Nintendo, which is absolutely astounding. But we'll get into why I think Nintendo won it when we get to Nintendo.
Okay.
So we'll let you decide how we roll with this.
Well, do I just do the predictions first?
Right, that's fine. And then we'll just do the press conferences in order that they happened.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Right, okay. Right, so will we read all your predictions first, or will we do one and one?
Do 1 and 1 like that's the way we did them.
Right, okay. So your first prediction was PlayStation was to merge PlayStation Now and PS Plus into one thing. Didn't happen. Which I actually have to admit, I'm still amazed that they're not doing that, because I can't believe PS Now is still a thing.
I know.
It's a waste of time. My first one was that there'd be a new Dead Space game.
No.
Not a chance in hell. Like, yeah, not happening. Your second prediction was that Horizon would be shown with single player and multiplayer DLC. Now, the single player DLC was shown, Horizon Frozen Wastes, we'll get into that later. But I'm just going to give you the full point for that, because there was no way multiplayer was ever going to happen. But you got the single player stuff, so I'll give you the full point for that.
Thank you.
My second prediction was that BioWare would reveal new IP, and it wouldn't be Dragon Age. Spot on the mark. They came out, announced Anthem, which we'll get into that later. That looks fucking incredible. So right now we're 1-1. Your third prediction was there would be a new Infamous game with Cole as the main character. Again, we never even seen Sucker Punch.
No, still.
So this is like
silent.
Yeah, this is a good few years. If they're not at PSX, I really don't know what the fuck they're waiting on. My only thought is maybe they're letting all these other games they've announced come out first, and then maybe at E3 next year you do the same thing again, like hit it out the park, pure, oh here's all the new games that are coming again.
Could be, yeah. They could be coming like within the next 6 months.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking. They'll maybe say, here's Sucker Punch's new game, and guess what? It's out at the end of this year, like the end of 2018 or whatever, which would be nice. My third one was that the Evil Within 2 would be announced. I also said Wolfenstein, the new Colossus, as well. Both of which got announced. Bethesda, the only two things of any real consequence I felt coming out of that conference was the Evil Within 2 and Wolfenstein 2. So that's us kind of, that's 2-1 to me. Your fourth one, which I thought was a shout as well, Spyro remake or remaster.
Didn't happen.
No, but I think once we see how Crash does, I think that's a shout for later in the year.
Definitely.
Maybe at PSX. My fourth one was a new Splinter Cell game. Again, the fucking patched Splinter Cell. No sign of it whatsoever from Ubisoft.
What are they doing with it?
That to me was that actually was a shocker. That was one of the ones I was like, this is a shoe-in this year, and again, never happened. So I can't even remember what they ended the conference. Oh no, I do remember, and I'm actually annoyed. I'm like, really? That's what you picked? But we'll get into that. 5. Shuhei would announce PS name change. Wii Shu wasn't even on the stage.
No, nowhere to be seen.
Yep, and no name changes again. At this point, I think it's never happening.
Nah, it's definitely not. Not until PS5.
Yeah, and even then, I think if it's true what they say, that the way it was designed, it would literally crash the whole network. It might actually never happen, which is absolutely astounding if it doesn't. But hey-ho. My number 5 was at least 3 new IP announced for Xbox from first or second party. Nah, not a thing. Like, loads of exclusive games announced, but they were all third party or indies, which are potentially coming to like other consoles. So, or they're on like PC already or whatever. So that was me fucked. I think I got one. I think there's one new IP, if I remember correctly.
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. It's the game about the little fox. It's like the.
Oh yeah.
I cannot remember the name of this at all. I've not even put it in the list of stuff like worth talking about from announcements. It looks shit. Like it just looks like a crap 3D platformer. So that was a shame. Your number 6, Abe's Exodus remake gameplay shown at conference.
I'm really surprised that wasn't shown.
I must admit, I was surprised by that as well. No sign of it whatsoever. So that never happened. My number 6 was a new Halo game, not Halo 3 or Anniversary. No Halo games whatsoever. That's a first for Xbox to not have a single Halo or Gears of War game at a conference. So
that's very interesting.
That was kind of shit for me. Your number 7 was a new Resistance game announced.
Nope.
Never happened either. My number 7 was Below and Cuphead get solid release dates and one is available now. Below wasn't there at all. Cuphead was and got a solid release date, which is September. Neither of them are available now. So I'm not even going to get into the nitty gritty of points. That realistically is like a 0.25 or something like that, but I'm just going to say no. Because there's... Yeah, it got a release date, but like Below wasn't even there. Neither of them got like the pure release now or whatever. So I'm like, nah, I'm not even going to give myself a point for that. Your number 8 was Modern Warfare 2 Remaster shown at Xbox. I'll be honest, I would have probably given you the point if it was even shown at PlayStation, but no Modern Warfare 2 Remaster, so that never happened. My number 8 was the Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3 not shown at the conferences whatsoever. Spot on. A Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer did come out in the days leading up to E3, but neither of them were shown. And I wish I'd went to the Death Stranding one as well, because that was the one I was like, I'm not confident enough to say that, like, because I feel that they're going to show it. But
so was there not another Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer shown?
No.
It was just the one?
Yeah, just the one.
Was it the one that showed the gameplay and all that?
Yeah, a mad Japanese thing. So yeah, I felt confident with that when they came out and said these games aren't coming for like 3 years. I was like, this could work. And Death Stranding was the one I was like, Kojima says it's not going to be there, but I wouldn't believe a word he says. But so those two weren't there. Your number 9, Avengers Telltale game announced.
No.
Sadly not.
Strangely.
My number 9, Spider-Man gameplay, name and release date. So we got gameplay, we got the name, which is just Marvel's Spider-Man for PS4, and then we got a release window, which is 2018. So I was really hoping that was 2017. That was the one that I saw and I was like, because it was like the last thing they showed and I was pure, yes, this is coming this year, and it never happened.
I know.
But
Disappointed with that.
2018 I can live with, like, because we'll get into it a bit later, but 2018 isn't as vague as it seems, according to Andrew House, like the head of PlayStation. Your final prediction was that, and this I must admit, I was like, this is a shoe-in, this is a point for Knack. Xbox announces VR with Scorpio. No, literally never mentioned it at all. They never even said it was compatible. They never even said like they've got a partnership, anything like that. I think they've since come out and, because obviously people were like, why did you not mention it? They've since come out and said they're waiting to see like, you know, where the ground lies with VR. So I think they're letting Sony and that take the hits and see like, is it worth doing before we do it?
Yeah, probably.
So I couldn't believe that one never came up. And then my number 10 was, and again I actually thought this was maybe a shoe-in, Xbox to announce a Marvel exclusive game.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. So as it stands, I did alright actually. I got 4, you got 1. So I did well this year.
You did pretty good.
But even yours were like, if yours had got announced, I would have been like, that was the best Sony conference ever.
They'll probably all get announced at PSX now.
Yeah, so just remember these.
I will remember them.
Yeah, for next year. So yeah, that was the predictions.
Oh, that was fun. Well done.
Yeah, didn't go. So as it stands, last year was a draw.
Yeah, we both did terrible.
Yeah, but I thought I had won last year because when we were talking about it, we thought that your Crash remaster was a PSX thing, but it turns out you actually predicted that at E3, and they did announce it at E3.
Yeah.
So we were, and then mine was Dead Rising 4.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't think there was any other predictions that we made that actually come up. I think the rest were fucking tragic. So we'll just get straight into the conferences. First up, we had EA. What did you think of their conference?
EA, what did they show off?
Not a great deal. That I'm not gonna go through every single thing that got announced at every conference because that would just be far too much. This is like the big things that got announced. So with EA, start with Battlefield 1. Night maps are coming. I think the first one's actually live today. Is it live today on Xbox? Is it live on PlayStation as well? Right, so night maps, basically maps that we already have but at night time, so different variation. They get announced, and then the next DLC pack called In the Name of the Tsar got announced, and that's coming with 6 new maps. And there's new game modes, you play as a new army and all that as well. And that's coming in September. So that was pretty decent. Yeah. Any Battlefield stuff's good. Then we got all the sports shite. So Madden now has a story mode. FIFA has got the story mode again, continuing on from the last one. Then there was other sports games. Need for Speed Payback.
Oh, I know right.
The Need for Speed game. Why they didn't just call it Need for Speed Fast and Furious, I do not know. Like, I was watching the gameplay demo for that and I was pure, this is just the Fast and Furious. Why didn't they just say, like, why didn't they just get a license for that? That would have sold so much better. To be like, we're making a Fast and Furious game.
And people know the Need for Speed games though. They obviously sell well.
Yeah, they do, but like they've not been doing as well recently. Like, because a lot of them have been kind of shit. I would have just been like, this is Fast and Furious. It's like everything you loved, all the street racing, the heists and all that, all the customization. Fuck that. So we're getting another Need for Speed game. I must admit, it does look really, really good. Gameplay looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it did look pretty good. So.
But
expecting high things from it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Need for Speed's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not getting it. Like, I can tell you right now, I won't get it. And the fact that I've got EA access on Xbox, the last Need for Speed game ended up in the vault so quick. So I'm like, well, I'll just play it when it comes to the vault.
Yeah.
If I even get around to it, because I still never played the last one. then EA were talking about their kind of EA Originals thing, where they like get in tight with indie developers and whatnot, and the people that made Hazelight, I believe, is the name of the developer, and it's one of the guys who made Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, which is like a critically acclaimed game. He came out with his new game called A Way Out, which is a game about, it's like a story-driven co-op game about two guys trying to break out of prison, and it's split screen only. Like there is no single player, so you always see what the other person's doing. For one guy, he's already in jail when the game begins, and the other guy is coming in, and like while one person's in cutscenes, the other person can like move about, and you have to find different ways to break out of the prison. It looked incredible.
Yeah, it looks amazing. And you can play it online as well, but it's still split screen.
Yeah, but they've said like the best way to play it is like couch co-op. Like it was designed to be played like two people sitting at the one screen and like enjoying the game together. That was one of the few games actually at E3 where I seen and I was like, I will buy that day one. Like that looks incredible. I was well impressed with that actually. And then the last thing, like EA is Battlefront 2. We got another trailer for it. Looked good. I was surprised we didn't see single player gameplay. Like that shocked me actually. But we got multiplayer gameplay of the assault on Theed. Droids and clones fighting each other. Gameplay looks incredible.
I feel like they don't need to show single player though, because a lot of people are excited for that. Like that's not what everyone wants to see. They want to see the multiplayer. They want to see how that looks. What they've improved on it and stuff.
I don't know, because the big thing about this is that it's a single player game, like incredible story. It's like taking place between it takes place between Jedi and The Force Awakens.
Yeah, but that'd be like a kind of trailer they would have on the TV. I feel like not an E3 trailer or E3
But I just thought they would show like some gameplay footage, because like with Battlefield 3 when it got announced, that was like the big new Battlefield, like with the Frostbite engine, and that was all they showed was single player for the first while, and then it was like, here's the multiplayer, and pure kicked everyone's fucking teeth in with how good that looked.
Oh, that's true.
So I was like, what? Multiplayer was a weird way to start. Also, the way they showed the multiplayer was they showed a full 30-minute match during the conference. It wasn't like Battlefield 1 where they showed Battlefield 1
at the end.
I'm sure they showed.
It wasn't at the very end.
Yeah, they showed Battlefield 1 during the conference, and I believe that was single player. And then at the end, they were after the conference, they were like, "Yeah, now we're streaming a 30-minute match."
So they did,
and you were like, "Oh, that's incredible! It's really cool." No, instead, and there was no other Star Wars game. So the BioWare Star Wars game, the Visceral Respawn, nothing, not a thing from any of them. So you have to imagine, like next year, EA is going to be really good. I don't know. EA was really disappointing this year. Like
I felt that Star Wars was the best bit of it.
Exactly, and even then, I thought it was a poor showing from Star Wars. Like because it was just one multiplayer match, which wasn't very well cut together. I would have got these people to play a multiplayer match and then edit it all together.
Yeah, to look good.
Yeah, but because there was points like people were just getting on walkers and dying straight away, and you're like, that's a guy flew into a building or whatever.
The way they kind of power ups work, those are like.
Yeah,
you save up your points.
Yeah, you earn points now, and you can buy heroes or buy like better weapons. There's a class system now as well, much like Battlefield, you know. Which looks much better. Although one thing we said during the conference, one guy got Darth Maul. Darth Maul will be getting nerfed right now. Like it was that guy was sky high as the MVP. Absolutely raped people.
Yeah,
as Darth
demolished
Maul.
Everyone.
Yeah, I think we saw Boba Fett. So clearly the heroes are not restricted to the timeline. You can have any hero because Boba Fett was at the Assault and Theed, which he was not there. And then Han Solo was in there, and so was Rey. But again, it was Rey vs Darth Maul, expecting it to be this big thing. Darth Maul absolutely destroyed her within seconds. So you're like, Yeah, they're probably going to fix him. Because in Battlefront 2, like the original Battlefront 2, he was completely overpowered as well.
He was mental.
Yeah, so we're probably going to have to get him toned down a wee bit. Next up we had Bethesda. Now I never wrote Bethesda's down, but I do remember it because it was pretty lacklustre. They had an incredible conference, really well set up, but in terms of new announcements, not a great deal. We got The Evil Within 2 announced with a CG trailer. They've since released a gameplay trailer. It's just more Evil Within. It looks creepy as fuck. Then there was Wolfenstein, the new Colossus. It looks incredible. They showed some a kind of big long trailer of that, but it had gameplay in it. It looks really, really good. Story looks like it'll be brilliant as well. It's kind of like America coming together to kind of fight off the Nazis and stuff like that. It's more set in America as a ragtag group of people than we're over in Germany, we're taking the fight to the Germans, if you know what I mean.
Oh right, yeah.
So that looks really good. A couple of VR games got announced. We got Fallout VR, which is the whole of Fallout 4 in VR.
Which is mental.
Yeah, which is pretty mental. And then we got Doom VR as well, which is like Doom but in VR. But rather than have you run about, it's like a teleport. You teleport from place to place. Mm-hmm. They seem to have really nailed the movement. From what I'm hearing, Fallout, the movement of that is just you, like Resident Evil, you move with the stick. But it seems to be quite good actually.
You move quite slow in Fallout.
Yeah, people don't seem to be getting too sick from it or anything, so that was good. And then there wasn't really a great deal that Bethesda kind of spoke about. There was another Elder Scrolls game, like a card game. They talked about Morrowind being announced. Other than that was kind of it. Bethesda was pretty quiet.
Skyrim VR as well.
Well, Skyrim VR didn't get announced until the PlayStation conference.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But yeah, I suppose it is Bethesda. So Skyrim VR's coming as well. That's the one that I was like, oh, I would get that. Like, I'd be more inclined to get that than Fallout. Mm-hmm. But from what I'm hearing, it doesn't really work too great because the games that aren't designed for VR, you pick up flaws in them a lot more. Like, you notice like that guy isn't even standing on the stairs, because I have a depth of, I can see the depth of how far away he is. He's not there. Melee apparently doesn't work that great because you're basically just like sticking swords through people and whatnot. Like that, there doesn't seem to be like a great hit animation. But that could all change. They could work on all these things and these things could get fixed, but
hopefully they do.
Yeah. Then it was Ubisoft. So Ubisoft was a kind of mixed bag. There was a couple of things.
Can I take a can actually? I'm feeling quite thirsty now.
I've done. Yes, you can. I just go and get another one.
Thank you.
So Ubisoft, right off the bat, they announced Mario and Rabbids. Can't remember what the actual title is, but it's like Mario and Rabbids together for the Nintendo Switch.
Looked weird at first.
Yeah, when we first seen it, we were like, this looks shit, this is not going to be great in any way, shape or form.
Yeah.
But then they showed the gameplay and it's very like XCOM. And watching the gameplay, I was like, this actually looks pretty decent.
No, it does,
It looks like a really good strategy game, not as heavily aimed at kids as I thought it was going to be. It definitely looks like a game for like grown-ups, which I was very surprised about. It's coming out on August the 29th. I've put down dates of stuff that I know when they are coming. So yeah, that's August the 29th for the Nintendo Switch.
That's good.
We then got Assassin's Creed, or actually the next one was Xbox now that I think about it, but it doesn't matter, we'll do Ubisoft. So it showed off Assassin's Creed Origins. What do you think about Origins?
I thought it looked alright.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it looks good. Egypt setting turns out totally correct after all the leaks.
Surprise, surprise.
The one thing I would say about it is, considering it was first revealed for the Xbox, the new Xbox, doesn't look that much better. I was like, yeah, it just looks like Assassin's Creed. I wouldn't say graphically it is incredible.
Yeah.
It just looks like more Assassin's Creed. So a few gameplay changes that I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. But I think I don't know. It's
Joy. I feel like because that setting, you can't really show a desert in HD and have it look amazing. Like there's not really a lot to show off, is there?
Well,
there's no texture to sand. It's just all the one colour.
Yeah, the one thing I'm hearing about it though is because it is like 4K. A lot of people are beginning to like look and go, the texture of his face isn't right.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the problem with 4K. We haven't actually mastered high definition yet and getting people's faces to look right in 1080p. So jumping to 4K is actually just going to make like some games look even worse.
Yeah.
Because you'll be able to pick out flaws a lot easier. So 4K not necessarily the way forward. Yeah. So Assassin's Creed Origins. If you're into it, it's more Assassin's Creed. Then we got The Crew 2. Trailer for that.
Long trailer.
Yeah, unnecessarily long actually. Gave off the impression that they're covering all the bases. You do driving, boats, planes, land, sea and air. I thought it would be you're doing a flying race or you're doing a car race. Turns out that's not the case at all. What it is like motorsports extreme sports have taken over the world. If you start the race in the plane and it's like time to get extreme and now we're turning into boats and you morph into a boat. It's not like Transformers because that would have been cool. You just kind of happen to turn into a boat and like you land in the water and keep going as a boat and then like you turn into a car or back to a plane or whatever. It could be cool, but
that sounds alright.
It's I don't know. The more I've heard about it, the more I'm like, I'll never get that game. I don't know how well it'll sell. If you're into racing games, it sounds like it'd be really, really cool, but if you're not into racing games, you know, it's maybe not going to grab you. The next game was one that was alright. An absolute kick in the fucking face. Skull and Bones. My big thing that I have wanted ever since Assassin's Creed Black Flag was a pirate game. Like, same stuff. You get off the boat, go on adventure, something like that. They have not listened at all because they have went, yep, here's to get it starts off great. Same kind of idea, the ship from Black Flag, big lovely tropical like islands and stuff like that, sailing along. All it is you are the boat. You control the boat and it's like a multiplayer game where all the boats fight each other and steal each other's treasure. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Now, have they confirmed that's all it is?
Yeah, that is all it is. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Nobody wants that. We wanted a proper, decent... Like, what Sea of Thieves... if Sea of Thieves was a single-player game, that would be excellent. But that's not what it is. It's just a game where you are the boat and you fight each other. Don't get me wrong, graphics looked incredible. Was pretty impressed, but that's all it is. So
it's disappointing.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's a Kraken in it though.
Yeah, well, we don't know. They ended the trailer with a
Kraken.
There was like a big picture of a Kraken, and you're like, cool. Is that going to be in it? Like, because it was at the background of the logo, and you're like, you should have probably showed me the Kraken. Being totally honest, to really get the hype going on it.
I think that was them teasing it. Definitely, it's going to be in it.
Yeah, oh yeah, it probably will. It reminded me of For Honor. I was like, this looks cool, but I don't know who it's for. So
yeah,
it'll probably do really well, but you know, we'll see. Then there was a game I've actually written Starlink, nobody cares. Starlink is a game that was all about like mechs and traveling to other planets and whatnot. But you got they were like, yeah, we used to love when you were a kid and you had all the toys and whatnot. now you can like attach the toys to your controller, and that's what you play as. It looks fucking abysmal.
Yeah.
Like,
it's going to cost you hundreds.
Yeah, that's all I could think when I was watching this was like, and how much is this going to cost for all these toys? It's like endless customization. I'm like, yeah, but I now need to go and buy all that shit. And even then, the gameplay, it looked okay before they showed that off.
Yeah,
and then
right.
they showed it's like, no joke, a big massive starship attached to your controller. How annoying is that going to be? Having that attached to your controller or your Switch or whatever.
Yeah.
And
especially your Switch.
Yeah, it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, which tells me the graphics aren't going to be that great for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was one of the ones that was a kind of dud. Far Cry 5. What are you thinking about Far Cry? They showed off a good chunk of gameplay.
Well, it started off okay. The start I was like, right, okay, it just looks like Far Cry. I'm okay with this. And they got a wee bit weird with the co-op stuff. I feel.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was a good idea at first, but nah, I'd rather just go in myself.
That's my thought exactly.
There's too many people there.
Yeah, it seems to be like...
I'm hoping that's just the first mission though, and then after that you only choose like one to help you.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case.
I got vibes of Metal Gear Solid 5. Like having quiet as a sniper. Like you can have a sniper, or there's like where you've got a dog as well, and then you've got a guy who, well, he's a pilot. He comes in and blows shit up.
Excuse a very loud plane.
Yeah.
A helicopter.
Whatever it is. But I was actually disappointed watching it because I thought it was going to be a wee bit darker than normal Far Cry games. I thought it would be like. I don't know, just the vibe they've set up, like it's this cult taking over a town and whatnot. I thought I did.
No, I get what you mean.
It seemed to be pure. Oh, it's Far Cry! Look at all this shit we're blowing up, and I'm like, that's not what I thought this was going to be this time round. I thought it was going to be a bit different, but I don't know. It looked good. The graphics look really good.
They do, aye. You can fly planes in it.
Yeah.
One seems as well. So that's a first.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks good, but again, I was like, okay. It's Far Cry 5. Fair play. And then the thing they closed on, as opposed to Splinter Cell, was Beyond Good and Evil 2, which blew people away, right? And don't get me wrong, watching the trailer for it, I was like, this could be incredible. Until they were like, yeah, join our program to help us build the game. And I was pure, hold up. You announced this game 10 years ago. There was a trailer for Beyond Good and Evil a decade ago. You've now come out, showed us another teaser trailer to say, guess what, we're working on the game. Like, no, you should be coming out and telling me this game's available, like,
yeah,
in X amount of time.
It didn't make any sense to me. Like,
and it's like, so that it's meant to be this overly ambitious game where it's a prequel to Beyond Good and Evil. You know, a big massive world, you know, you could travel from systems and starships and whatnot. But I'm like, see, as soon as you say to me, help us build the game, I'm like, I am not listening to a word you have to say until you actually have gameplay to show me. Like a release window, because we never get a single release window. I was just like, oh fuck, seriously? Between Steep last year and then this, I was like, oh, come on. Where's Splinter Cell?
Where was the Division?
Well, the Division's the Division's done. All the DLC's been out for the Division.
Yeah, right, but they still spoke about Destiny. Even though it was Destiny 2, like last year they spoke about Destiny. Without Rise of Iron coming out, but still. Like,
yeah, but no, I think the team that make the Division are probably a way back to the drawing board on like, alright, okay, we need to do the Division 2 now.
I know, but I feel like they should have still mentioned it to show that they're not giving up on it.
I don't know.
I think it just seems like they gave up on it a long time ago.
Well, no, like I still has a big fan base. Like all the DLCs come out. I think it's just if you don't care about the Division, you're not paying any attention. So.
But it's good to still have people talking about it.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to talk about it, you need to show something, and they've obviously not got anything to show. Because I think the Last Stand or Final Stand, whatever it was called, it came out not too long ago. So if they are working on anything, that'll be a kind of next year thing that you see.
But it wasn't even in like a sizzle reel or anything, from what I remember.
I didn't any sizzle reels.
Yeah.
Oh, they showed Just Dance off as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And in fairness, they only showed it for like a minute.
Mm.
And when it all kicked off, the dancers came out, I was like, here we fucking go. Like, this is unbelievable. But it wasn't actually too bad. Again, no gameplay of Just Dance, just people dancing.
And you're like, that's not what you do in that game.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll go Xbox, seeing as it was actually before Ubisoft. So we thought it was going to be the Xbox. Well, I kind of thought it was maybe going to be the Xbox Scorpio. Turns out the new console is called the Xbox One X, and is for like as the premier thing. It's like the PS4 Pro, but way more powerful. $500, £450 for us.
Which is what we said.
Yeah, that is true. True 4K gaming, blah blah blah. They spoke about the specs, which I was like, you didn't need to do that. You already spoke to Digital Foundry about the specs because this stuff is boring in a conference.
Well, there was one spec, I was right about that, the GPU and CPU, they hadn't released that yet. They only just released that.
Oh, did they? Yeah. Right, okay, right.
And that's the thing, right? See, since then, someone's broke it down, and it's those things are the same as the PS4 Pro.
Right.
It's like the CPU is something like 6 times more powerful, but it's still not enough.
Yeah,
to like have 60 frames a second
on
gameplay.
4K.
Yeah, 4K and all that. So
I think that
why
there will be some games that have 60 frames a second 4K, but not all games.
They'll achieve it, but they won't be locked at it.
Yeah,
which is still good enough, I think.
35 enhanced games straight off the bat that are announced. I was kind of like, oh, this is a console I'm going to buy, but going through the rest of the conversation, the fact there was literally no other exclusives announced, like from first party or second party, I was like, there's no point in me buying this yet. Don't get me wrong, if my Xbox One dies, I'll get the X. Right, that just simple as that, because I plan to move to 4K by the end of this year. But I was like, really, there wasn't a big enough selling point for me. It does look really good, and it will improve just regular games. It'll up the frame rate. You know, it makes games look better because of, I can't remember the thing that it uses, but it does. It looks really nice. Not only is it the most powerful Xbox ever, it's the smallest Xbox ever. Which,
quite impressive.
Yeah, I was like, fucking hell. And
it's water cooling as well.
Yeah, it vapes.
Aye.
That's the big joke. The Xbox now vapes. So yeah, it looked really good. Then we got when EA announced Anthem, BioWare's new game. They basically released a teaser trailer and said, you know, gameplay will be revealed at Xbox's conference. So we got the gameplay trailer of Anthem, which blew me the fuck away. Like, they were talking about this as their Destiny killer, like this is the game that's going to come out and just like be the next big thing. I can easily see that happening. It was running on the Xbox One X, and it looks incredible. Massive open world. Basically, you are, what are they called? Freelancers or something like that.
Something like that, aye.
And you go out into this open world in mechs. You've got big mechs, so it's kind of like Titanfall. But immediately,
they're more humanoid though.
Yeah, they're more kind of human looking. We saw 2 to begin with. It's like drop in, drop out co-op. The main person we were following, it's like basically an exoskeleton. It's like a very small mech suit, but it's like Iron Man. Like the world, like, I mean, it opens up and immediately you're like, it's like a cutscene or something like that. Nope. Proper gameplay. The world is all there. You can go to fly anywhere.
Well, people have been talking about that actually on podcasts, and they were saying when they did take off and fly, they seem to go down a very specific route, almost as if you can only fly down that. So it's this illusion of it's full, you can fly anywhere, but you can't really. So they're saying they're going to have to wait to see more before they fully understand that.
Yeah, I think it probably...
Not until they mentioned that, I thought that's a good point actually. It was a very specific routes they were taking, as if they were tailored to flying.
There was nothing on screen that hinted towards that. It just seemed as if they were like, we know where we're going for the purposes of this demo. But
it just seemed too perfect.
Yeah,
but that could just be
either way,
the design.
Even if it is like that, it looks incredible.
Oh, it still looks brilliant, yeah.
It looked really, really good. And you'd basically just go on big quests together. It looked very like the PvE of... It looks like what Destiny originally set out to be.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to these places doing missions with your friends. Like, Destiny very quickly turned into...
Not that.
Yeah, you're doing that, but like, really the only thing you care about is raids and the Crucible. It doesn't sound like this is going to have a PvP at all, which is good because that's what I love about Destiny is the PvE. I couldn't care less about Crucible.
Yeah.
So this speaks to me because I'm like, this is what I want, like doing big missions together and stuff like that. The other suit that we saw was like a kind of tank-like thing, big massive suit with mortar launchers and whatnot. Looks like there's a lot of customization.
Yeah.
It just looks...
It does look pretty good.
Incredible. It's not an Xbox exclusive. It is coming to PlayStation, but that seems like the type of game that I wouldn't buy that unless I was on 4K. Like, having seen that, I was like, oh my god, that looks like it'd be so fucking cool.
It looks dope.
Yeah, but we'll need to see more of it because it's still very early days. They did say 2018. I think they
did, yeah.
I see that getting pushed back.
Alright, easy.
Like, I'd be astounded if that does come out in 2018. So yeah, it looks good. Crackdown 3 finally get a release date. Comes out the same day as the Xbox One X, which is November the 7th worldwide. Crackdown, very disappointed.
Right.
From what I saw, actually. It doesn't look to utilise it doesn't look like an incredible game.
Doesn't look like it's made any difference in the last games.
No, because I think Crackdown is a remnant of the Xbox. Like, this was designed for the original Xbox One, and it's struggled to keep up. They didn't show a lot of the destruction.
Yeah.
Seemingly that is reserved for the multiplayer side of the game. To utilise the cloud gaming, the power of the cloud that they were talking about. With all the Xboxes hooked up, it will use all their power to generate the buildings falling down and whatnot. Single player is more just like Crackdown.
That could be a problem though, because what if two people drop out as the animation's happening? Could I not then crash it?
I don't know. I would need to look into that, I suppose. But that makes more sense to me because my thing was, if you could destroy every building in the game, surely that would break the single player.
Yeah, aye.
Like, so it actually makes more sense to be like, no, single player you can't do that kind of stuff.
Oh.
You just...
You need to keep it grounded, you know?
Yeah, you just play the game and you do all the same shit you do in Crackdown, but in multiplayer it's just a free-for-all, just blow shit up and do what you want. That sounds more fun.
Yeah.
But again, I was like, okay, not impressed. Terry Crews is in the game. He's a playable character. And he's not actually Terry Crews in the game. I can't remember. It's one of the agents. It looked alright.
Was it not just Agent Terry Crews though?
No, he's Agent something. I can't remember his name. But yeah, Crackdown, I was like, cool, it's finally here. Not that impressed.
And then they crack down on that franchise.
They certainly do. Original Xbox games announced for backwards compatibility. That was a massive win for them.
Called it.
Really pissed off because that was one of our predictions last year and the fuckers did it this year. Because I was like, if they're not doing it last year, they're not doing it at all. But there you go, it's coming as well. They have announced Crimson Skies is definitely coming. There's going to be a few games and then they'll do what they've been doing right now, slowly kind of whittling them out. But again, that is massive. Didn't say it's coming to Xbox One X straight away, but I don't know if like they're working that in or they maybe just didn't say that because they were like, oh no, it'll just be there and you should have just taken that as standard. But that was one thing I was like, they never said that was going.
Was that the only one that didn't say it? then that's...
So I think it will be on it eventually, but I think it'll be an update later. Like you know, but either way, all your Xbox One games will carry over to the X, like no problem. Some of them will be enhanced. The one of the biggest announcements, this is annoying because I'm sure I spoke about this and I was like, that would be an excellent prediction. Player Unknown Battlegrounds, it coming exclusively to Xbox One. I couldn't believe that. I was like,
is that exclusive?
Now this is the weird wording of it, right? It says there was different ways they said things. There was exclusive to Xbox One and Windows PC, right? Now that meant that is an exclusive to them, no one else is getting it. So that's the likes of Crackdown, Halo, things like that. They are exclusive to that console. The other term they used was exclusive launch on exclusive console launch on Xbox and Windows. And people were like, oh, that means it's only launching on that. It will then come to PC later. It will come to PlayStation later. But actually, I think the reason the wording for that is because a lot of this stuff is ports from Steam. They're already on PC, so they can't say, oh, it's exclusive to Xbox, because that would be a lie. It's already on something else. So it's still not been confirmed whether it is coming to PlayStation or not. I don't think. Either way, if it is, the fact it's coming to console in general...
No, it's amazing.
Fucking amazing. I can't wait to get involved in that. The only thing I'll be gutted about is if it does come to PlayStation, if it's like a year later or whatever, I'm going to need to get it on Xbox, because I'm like, I can't wait a year to play that.
That's understandable.
Which is annoying because like the majority of you guys are all on PlayStation. I'm like don't get me wrong, you've got an Xbox One, so you, me, and Tubby and that could play it. But I'm like,
I would get it then.
I wish, it was coming to both. But if it's only coming to one, I'll get it on Xbox, no bother. Minecraft made an appearance again.
Strangely enough.
To which, well, I did think, why have they got Minecraft? They cannot be announcing anything decent. Proved totally wrong. Minecraft 4K, which I was like, really, what the fuck is that all about? But they have brought out this super duper texture pack. So it's like all the mods people make that make Minecraft like have like amazing light, like realistic lighting and stuff like that. All of that is coming to Minecraft. Watching that trailer, I was like, yes, I will go back and I would play it for all that. I love that kind of realistic look to Minecraft.
It looked alright at a distance, but close up it still looked like Minecraft, as all the texture packs do.
Yeah, but I think with the enhanced lighting and that, it will, like, and the draw distance, that'll be what changes the game. I think it will look much more impressive like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Then they also announced that it is going to be cross-play, all platforms, all the Xbox consoles, PC, mobile, Nintendo Switch, no PlayStation.
When they said they said on the platform of your choice.
Yeah, PlayStation not happening.
Still not happening.
Definitely, it's been confirmed. We will. I'll get into that later. There is a reason for it.
A bullshit reason.
Yeah, very poor reason, I might add. So yeah, which is great because like, I mean, no matter where your friend, like our friend B-Boy, like if he ever gets a Switch or whatever and like gets Minecraft or whatever, we could all play Minecraft together. Like no matter where you go, and your worlds all carry over.
Yeah, that's better.
For Minecraft, I believe you need to make an Xbox Live account. On like whatever platform you're playing. So if you've got a Switch, you need to make an Xbox Live account to do the shared world thing. Not that big a deal. I don't think you need to pay for Live or whatever. You just need to have an account so they can keep track of who you are, and like it means if you buy any packs or anything like that, it carries across all accounts. Which I was like, that's a good reason for doing that, is so they can keep track of your purchase history and be like, no, like you bought that on the Switch, so if you then get an Xbox, all your stuff will still be there. Like you don't need to worry about losing your worlds. So that looked really good. Then I'll just rattle through a few games that we get good gameplay for. Sea of Thieves, gameplay trailer, looks really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to get Sea of Thieves from looking at it. Life is Strange is getting a prequel called Before the Storm for any Life is Strange fans. Metro Exodus, that third Metro game.
That's right. Yeah.
That came out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck?
Anyone was expecting that.
Yeah, I would never even put that down as a prediction. Like, I just thought that I didn't think Metro did well enough to warrant another game, but it looked absolutely stunning running on the Xbox One X. So that's a must get. No release date, but I'd imagine it will be like end of this year, 2018.
Aye, something like that.
The Assassin's Creed Origins, it's coming out October the 27th. I'll put the date down on Xbox.
That's they announced it, wasn't it?
Yeah. Get gameplay for Middle-earth Shadow of War. It looks quite fun. It was actually really funny. Like they've given like the orcs and that quite a lot of character.
Yeah, the way you can take over them now is a lot better.
Yeah, it's much better. Forza Motorsport 7. They showed a car like that's never been seen before. No one cared.
Oh, they revealed a new Porsche live on stage.
Exactly. Do you know? I was like actually thinking I'd maybe make a prediction about that, but I was like, nah, they wouldn't do it. Like they've learned. Clearly haven't. So I'm glad they never. State of Decay 2 looks good. Looks like more State of Decay. And then we got gameplay, and then a new Ori game. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. They actually showed 42 games for Xbox, but like there was loads of indies, loads of different stuff. I'm just kind of glossing over like a lot of stuff that got announced. Cuphead got its release date. September it comes out. So there's no way.
That game looks so pretty.
Yeah, it looks so good. But I'm at the stage where I'm like, I don't know if I really want that. Like, it's been so long now that I'm like, I don't know, I probably will get it because it
Not
does.
as long as people had to wait for The Last Guardian.
Well, that is true. So,
all the people join playing Half-Life 3 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's never happening. So we'll jump to Sony then. Sony, I felt, was pretty lackluster. The Xbox conference, I was like, yep, totally hit the nail on the head. That was a brilliant conference. The only thing I was like, could have done with a cheaper price for the new Xbox.
Yeah.
And no exclusives. I was like, what the fuck's that all about? Sony, I was exactly the same actually. I was like, great conference, but no new games. And everything was 2018. Like, two things on this are 2017. So with God of War gameplay, looks amazing. I was really impressed with.
Apparently, the whole of the game is shot in one scene.
The
camera doesn't cut away at all.
Like no loading screens or anything like that.
It literally doesn't cut away. It won't like change angle. Like the camera just move.
Oh right.
So it apparently never cuts away.
Oh no, that's cool actually. I like the idea of that. Then we got so that's 2018. A new trailer for Detroit, which did not get a date.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that. I'm really surprised.
Seemingly, apparently, it has now come out as meant to be 2018, but the fact it never got an actual date on the stage, I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, to not even be as vague as 2018. Like, when is this game coming?
Never.
Uncharted Lost Legacy, which originally was kind of pitched as like, standalone DLC. It's meant to be like a full game. Like it's a full Uncharted game. It's meant to be about, if I remember correctly, it's a good few hours.
Yeah.
And it's I'm sure it's getting a retail version as well, and it comes with Uncharted 4's multiplayer.
Oh, does it?
As well, yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's coming the 23rd of August, 2017. So looking forward to that. Spider-Man. That was the last thing they had. Gameplay looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's like Arkham gameplay, but Spider-Man.
And they've confirmed as well, like when you're out free roaming, you can just go and beat people up. And it's like just free roaming beating up. But then when you're in the close quarters, it's like this kind of
like Arkham, which is good because I feel that's where they struggle is when it got to like doing missions. the amazing gameplay for being in the free roam world wasn't as good.
Yeah.
So no, it looks really good.
And this universe, you've been Spider-Man for 8 years.
Yeah.
So you're super powerful and all that sort of
yeah,
shit.
like you know your shit. It's nothing to do with the films. It's like its own canon. The bad guy that they show off is Mr. Negative, which not very heavily used in the comics. So it's quite cool that they've went. Who's like a weird character that we can pull from the comics and be like, right, we'll make a story about him. So I was well impressed. Again, 2018. Horizon DLC is called The Frozen Wilds. Showed it wasn't gameplay, but it was like a kind of cinematic trailer for it, to do with like something in a volcano, an ancient evil or whatever. Looks cool.
Yeah.
It comes out the end of 2017, I believe. They showed off Days Gone again. Much better looking than the last time, because the last time was like, here's a fucking million zombies and I was like, that's pure over the top. But
yeah, this time they were using smart.
And it was more like The Last of Us. So it was like you go through a camp. It's like humans that you're fighting, and you come across a horde that are all eating, and like you can draw them over with sound and get them to attack other people. It looked really good.
Yeah.
Actually, seemingly the behind closed doors gameplay was that same thing, but at night and it's snowing. Like it's to show you the diversity of like you can approach this any time of day, and
that's pretty cool actually.
And like he got attacked by wolves in the trailer or chased by wolves. They were not in the like behind closed doors bit, and it's like, well, the wolves aren't here because it's snowing. They're away somewhere else, and I was like, that's really cool actually.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Monster Hunter World.
Big surprise there.
Yeah, I was like, where the fuck did that come from? Monster Hunter, but it looks incredible. Like really good graphics. Looks totally different from like the Monster Hunter we're used to. So after us saying like Monster Hunter will come to Switch, like I was like, oh well, I never got announced for Switch or in the in the West, but we're getting it for the PlayStation, so it looks fucking crazy.
Apparently there is a Monster Hunter game on PS4, but it's Japan only.
That seems to be the case, and I think the Switch is the same. Like it's the 3DS version's getting ported over, but it's Japan only right now. Destiny 2 gets shown. I was like, alright, cool, we don't need to see much more Destiny 2. They were basically just confirming, there's exclusive content for the PS4, which we were like, cool. Saw that coming a mile off. You got to see the main bad guy though, which we hadn't really had a good look at him before.
Oh, Gaul.
So we got a good look at him now. There's more Destiny.
And it was taken in the exclusive mission as well.
Yeah, so I mean, it looked great. I'm definitely going to get it, but I was like, alright, cool. Move on. Show us other things we've not seen. Skyrim VR, which we've already spoke about. And then out of fucking nowhere, Shadow of the Colossus. Like, you predicted this, and I can't believe it actually happened. Shadow of the Colossus, PS4, not remaster, remake.
Yeah. Looks incredible.
Yeah, completely from the ground up. Looks fucking stunning. Bluepoint are making it. They do a lot of the ports.
I'm sure they did the last one.
Yeah, they did the remasters for the PS3, and also I believe they did the Nathan Drake collection.
Yep.
So they know their stuff when it comes to remasters. But this is like a complete remake. The controls are getting overhauled and all that, so it'll be. I think you can switch back to the old controls, but they feel very old. It's like it's quite a difficult game to play. It just looked absolutely stunning. So that, but again, God knows when that will come out.
Yeah.
I think it will be next year, but we'll see.
Hopefully this year.
Yeah. So the thing to mention with all these games saying 2018, apparently in an interview, Andrew House has said that all the games that said 2018, all the games that are shown will be in the first half of 2018.
So that's good at least.
Yeah. So again, take that with a pinch of salt. I'm sure a few of them will probably move, but Sony seem quite content to let third party take over at the end of the year like, and just because they're selling gangbusters as it is, they sell their consoles through third party. So
I just thought of something though.
wow.
See if they're referring to 2018 as in the fiscal year, then the first part of the year could be already up to what?
The end.
September?
No, I think with the first half, I think he's given
Starts
himself
in April.
to the end of July. I don't think it's fiscal though.
I know, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
like,
If it's fiscal year, then yeah,
it could be quite late.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it could be a long time. So then last but not least, we've got Nintendo, which I was not going to even bother covering Nintendo, because before their conference they had said they're only showing stuff in 2017, or that's coming in 2017. So everyone was like, well, we already know everything that's coming, so it's just going to be extended looks at like ARMS and whatnot. Nope, clearly fucking lied to us. New Kirby game coming in 2018. This is all for the Nintendo Switch. Looks really good. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for that's coming this year, 2017. It looks good. I hate the main character's voice. He sounds like a dick. A new Yoshi game coming in 2018. It looks fucking amazing as well.
Nice one.
They trailered Breath of the Wild's first DLC and announced when the second one would roughly be coming. They showed off a lot of Mario Odyssey. It's coming October the 27th. It looks so good. Your hat, you can fling it onto anything and become that thing.
That's
so
mental.
like you can become a T-Rex, or there's a world with a T-Rex in it and all that. Like you can like throw your hat onto a power line and travel up the power line. You can the people in New Donk City, you can throw it onto them and become them. And I saw an article and it was like a fake article where Mario took over my body and slept with my wife. Now I have to raise his child and all that. I was like, oh, that is absolutely brilliant. And it's like a picture of like the hat possessing some guy. I was like, oh, that's brilliant. Then Rocket League for Switch, cross-platform play across all platforms except PlayStation 4. And yeah, it looks really good. It's got exclusive stuff for the Switch, like exclusive Mario Kart stuff. And so that'll be really cool.
Jazz.
Metroid Prime 4 got announced. That came out of nowhere. No one was expecting it. There is also another Metroid game coming for the 3DS called Samus Returns. And then the I would say the biggest thing was that there was other stuff as well, Pokken Tournament and whatnot, but one of the lead developers for Pokemon came out and said that there is a mainline RPG Pokemon game being made for the Switch. He said he was totally, they never showed anything for it. It was just him in his office, and he said that it probably will be over a year away, but he just wanted to let the fans know that they are working on it. What I got from the Nintendo conference, and from what specifically he said, was that none of the developers they were like, we'll wait and see. Like, Wii U crashed and burned, we'll wait and see how the Switch does. And I think now that it's doing so well, all the developers at Nintendo have been like, oh fuck, we need to start doing stuff for this.
It does sound like that.
Yeah, so, and especially because the Pokemon Direct was just the other week there, and it was like Pokemon Sun and Moon Ultra, and everyone was like, what the fuck? Why are they not announcing anything for the Switch? Like, people even thought we would get Pokemon Sun and Moon for the Switch. This explains why they've not done it. It's because they're like, oh no, something bigger is coming.
Yeah, something much better.
I would love, this is like pie in the sky, it'll never happen, but it'd be so good. Gold and silver, like, made for the Switch. Like, those two, or even just red and blue. Like,
yeah,
just
that,
red that open world, but the way Zelda's done, like a big open world, fuck me, that would just blow me away if that happened.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it won't happen. That'll be, like, that would be too much. I would lose my fucking mind. Everyone would buy a Switch. I'd probably fucking outsell PS4 if it was like, yep, here's Pokemon Red, like GTA, you have been asking for this since the beginning of Pokemon. How fucking good is this?
That'd be amazing.
No.
They didn't make it where you can ride your Pokemon and that sort of shit.
That would be cool. The only two things to talk about. Well, we'll get into all the news that's come out since like next week. Two things of note: IO Interactive, who make the Hitman games, have ended their partnership with Square Enix. They're now a completely independent developer, but they have retained the rights to the Hitman franchise. And they've also made the first episode, or part one of the Hitman episodes, completely free on all platforms that have Hitman, for everyone to go and try.
Sorry, don't.
Which is so. I talk about a game of expectations for them. Like, they are, now that they're free to do their own thing, they can literally do whatever they want, partner with whoever they want, and they can do what they want with Hitman. So, like, they're ones to watch now, I suppose. So everyone should go get Hitman, because apparently it is really, really good. And the other thing is concerning PlayStation's stance on platform play. They're saying that...
This is a joke.
Yeah, it is a fucking joke. The reason that they are not doing it is because they in the PlayStation ecosystem, they have control of what their players see and do, and like they have control of that ecosystem, so kids aren't subjected to outside influences. It's all on the PlayStation network, so they don't want people playing on other networks, because they're exposed to, things that the PlayStation community maybe wouldn't want them to. To which Phil Spencer straight away came out and was like, that's you insinuating that like at Microsoft on Xbox Live we don't look out for like children and stuff like that. It was like realistically that actually did not even need to be said. The case as it stands is basically PlayStation have sold so many consoles they don't feel they need cross-platform play, but and they really don't need to, because they do have a massive ecosystem as it is, but this only looks bad for them.
Yeah.
The fact that like Microsoft are like, yep, fuck it, play PC, phone, Nintendo Switch, all play together. It makes them look like they're putting gamers first and be like, your pal has a Switch, you both like Minecraft, you have an Xbox, you can play together now. Like, that would never have happened. But that pal that's got the PlayStation, tough luck.
He's fucked.
Yeah, he's not allowed to play with you because Sony won't let him. Originally, I did think it was... The one thing that I'm like, I can see why they wouldn't want you doing that, is the making the Xbox Live account. That's you basically, that's them letting you make an account for their competitor. But as far as I know, that isn't the case for Rocket League.
No, I think it is. No.
So, yeah, that excuse is right out of the window at that point. So, they just don't want you having it.
I know, which is a shame.
I think
because we want it.
Yeah, as the pressure mounts, it'll maybe happen. But as it stands right now,
they're probably just scared to let anyone tamper with their own network again, in case they get hacked again. And
yeah, that is true.
if they get shut down, that's it, and they're fucked.
But the thing is, I've got cross-platform play with some games on PC, so it is possible to do and do it easily. But
and I think they've always had that secretly.
Yeah, I've
told that story before when I played someone on PC in Battlefield 3.
They just don't want you doing it. So unlucky. So yeah, that was E3 in a nutshell.
Pretty much, eh?
Yeah. So
it's quite a large nutshell though.
Yeah, that's true. Like I say, there was nothing that really came out and just. But Anthem, I would say Anthem was like the biggest thing.
Yeah, there's a couple of big surprises. Don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't amazing. Yeah,
Beyond Good and Evil could have been amazing if it wasn't for the fact that it was like just announcing it's in development again.
It still exists.
Yeah, so the PlayStation did talk about a good few VR games as well. So it's not dead in the water or anything.
Oh, they all look pretty good.
Yeah, they all look decent. It's just that VR is hard to talk about unless you actually play it. But it's definitely not dead. They spoke quite highly of VR, so it's looking good for it. So yeah, that was our E3 coverage.
Oh, that was it, eh?
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to add?
No, that was about it.
No, well, just that'll be it for the show this week. I don't want to go on too long. It's probably been quite a long one already, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I've not been timing it, but I'd imagine so.
Cool. Well, you can follow us on Twitter at the Cosy Couch. If you want to follow me, I am at NixSolo89, and he is at Dark Saxon.
Yep.
On PlayStation, I am the Grim Reaper 89, and he is Dirk_Saxon. On Xbox, I am currently me, and he is just Dirk Saxon. And that's it.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching, stay cozy, and we'll see you next week.
I am fucking roasting.
It's really warm in here.
Yeah, I'm fucking... Actually, I felt like I was stuck into that couch there.
I feel like the sunburn's affected my ability.